It's not just about making the artwork, it's about writing about yourself, looking at yourself, where you come from, your own experiences in life. Once you start looking at your life, you can track back and see where you're coming from. And as an artist, that's very important, I think. I was brought up with gardening. My grandfather was head gardener at a big house a long time ago, and my parents and my brothers were all very keen gardeners. So I was brought up with lots of arguments about what was going in and what wasn't. To me, it's very creative. And in a garden, we're trying to make the perfect specimen, so I'm always wondering whether to pull out the weeds or not. My work is really about a perfect specimen, whether it's plant or whether it's human, really. There are things about teaching which are fantastic, actually, because you know that you're helping people. Sometimes at the school, they'll come out and they'll say, they'll be crying sometimes and say, "Oh, you've changed my life, Liz." And I think to myself, well, God, how have I done that? I started doing paper making a long time ago. It's all about making, really, and changing materials again, which is what I'm about, really, in lots of ways. This saucepan has got Cordyline australis in, which is the plant that I've got from the garden. That's been cooking for a few hours, actually. And then I'm now putting it into this liquidizer. So it's a long process, it takes weeks. And I'll just strain this through with a sieve a minute. It looks as if not much has happened, but it has. It's softer, what will be paper eventually, if I show you that, compared to, say, this. Do you see the difference? So I have to do this quite a lot of times to actually make it into a very fine pulp. So it's quite a long process. I suppose what I really like best is the actual doing of it, or thinking about it, and it's the doing of it, really. What I've set up is a range of natural dyes. They fought wars over dyes, the silk route and all that, the history of that, from Venice. This is the pulp that has actually gone through the process of being cooked, and then I put it into the dye vat. So it's just ordinary water with Cordyline australis. It may have a little bit of the cochineal beetles in it, and I'm going to try and get it onto this little frame. Okay, so there we go. So that's going to dry off like that. I quite like the unknown about making the paper, because I never know what it's going to be like. Sometimes I like it much more than others. This is one that I did the other day, which is similar to that one, but I'm going to take it, it's dry, so I'm taking it off the frame. And as you can see, it's quite thick, and really I would prefer it if a little bit thinner than that. Roy Ray used to say things like, "What if?" meaning, what would happen if you did this? or what would happen if you did that. We tend to think, as artists or creative people, I've heard people say this loads of times, oh, I know what I want to do. I try to say, I don't know what I want to do. Capitalize on the accidental. I always think that's quite a good saying, really, because you never know what's going to happen, do you? And sometimes you think, oh gosh, that's really good, isn't that? It's quite nice seeing them all open like this. Yes, it is, because I can see what I've been doing. And I suppose I could ponder it and think about what I'm going to do next. I do know that I couldn't live my life unless I was being creative in some way. I know that it does improve my life. It's nice if people do like your work, but I think that it comes from yourself. It's almost electrifying, really. You know when you like it, when it feels good for you, even if it is a little thing like making paper.